Cue Careless Whisper. Hey, what's up you guys? It's Taylor. I sound like Shane Dawson.
Hey, what's up you guys?
But hey, it's Taylor, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you've seen some of my videos before, thanks for coming back. So today I thought that I would film a back-to-school makeup tutorial using only drugstore products, because as many of you know, as high schoolers, we broke. So I thought nothing but drugstore for this tutorial would be completely appropriate, so let's get to it. Quick disclaimer, if you see me looking over here, it's because my monitor's right there. I'm using that to make sure that I'm in frame, lighting is okay, all that good stuff. First, I'm going to be doing my foundation. I've already moisturized my skin, and what I use for a moisturizer is the CeraVe moisturizer, and you can also find that at the drugstore. So I've already got my skin moisturized because a girl crusty. First, I'm going to go in with my Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Maybelline foundation. If you've seen my past videos, I said that I wouldn't be purchasing from non-cruelty-free brands, and that's still true today, except Maybelline is cruelty-free and so is L'Oreal. I looked on their website, and in the US they are cruelty-free, so I'm good. I don't know about China, but I'm living in the US. Most of their buyers are in the US. They're cruelty-free here, and that's good enough for me. Now that we got that out of the way, I'm gonna use a damp and dirty beauty blender. And this is just a beauty blender that you can get at the store. I don't know where I got it because my mom got it, because my Real Techniques blender was like getting hard and stuff. Even though I wet it, it was getting like hard. Sorry, Mom. I'm gonna pour some of the foundation onto my hand, and then I'm gonna take the flat end of my beauty sponge. Wow, that looks really dirty. But you know what? We broke, and we're lazy. That's all I gotta say about that. Now, I'm just gonna dab this into the skin, doing light pounces, making sure to blend into my hairline and down the neck. One thing you may have noticed is that I skipped this area of my nose right here, and that is because I had to get my nose re-pierced because it fell out. So I had to get it re-pierced, and that was 4 days ago. I have to wait until it heals to touch it, put makeup on it, all that good stuff. I did end up grabbing a hair tie because that was just getting too wild, you know? So next I'm going to be doing my eyebrows, and for that I'm using the Milani 05 Dark Brown Stay Put Brow Color. It's just a pomade. It's comparable to the Anastasia Dip Brow, to me anyways. I'm going to underline my brows, and then just fake the tail that I don't have. And then line on top of them, and then fill them in. Next, I go in with the Milani Brow Tint Pen Felt Tip Brow Color in 02 Dark Brown. This is what she looks like. I take it in the front of my brow and I make little strokes up. This is turning into an eyebrow tutorial. My bad. But I just make little upward strokes to simulate hairs, since I don't have like any hairs up front. And there she is. I'm going to go and do my other brow off camera.
A few moments later.
So now that I've got my brows down, I'm gonna take concealer and line under my brows to clean them up a little bit. Now here's the thing. I don't have a actual drugstore concealer at the moment. So what I'm using instead is the Maybelline Super Stay foundation stick. I'm taking a flat brush like this, and I'm gonna take it into the stick foundation, and then I'm gonna line underneath my brows. And if you need to clean up the top of your brows, you can go in with the same kind of brush and go in with your foundation and do the top. And then I'm using this flatter type brush. It's more rounded, and I'm going to use that to blend the concealer out. And if you're wondering, I got these brushes from AOA Studio on the shopmissa.com, and all of the brushes have numbers on them. So like this brush that I just used to blend out my concealer is the E121. I love these brushes. I got 32 of them for $32. So each brush is $1. If you go to Sephora, you could get one single brush for $32. And these brushes are amazing quality. They're super soft. This video is non-sponsored, but I do love these brushes, and I feel like they're a very affordable option for those of you who need brushes. I also got, voice crack. I'm hitting puberty. I also got these brushes. They're a little dirty, but these are also from AOA Studio. So these brushes come in this. It's a special thing that when you buy these brushes, the money gets donated to an animal shelter. I got 10 brushes for $10, so overall I spent $42, which I think is amazing. $42 for 42 brushes. It's great. So if you're looking for some brushes, AOA Studios on shopmissa.com are the way to go. So now I'm going to conceal under my eyes, on my forehead, down the nose, Cupid's bow, and chin. And again, I'm just using that stick foundation that we used to conceal under our brows. And I don't currently have a drugstore concealer because I have been loving my Tarte Shape Tape concealer, but there are some really great drugstore concealers out there. So my two favorites are the NYX HD Photogenic Concealer and the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. Now I'm going to go back in with my Beauty Blender on the pointy side, and I'm going to blend out that concealer. Next, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in 05 Fair. And I'm just going to dip a brush that looks like this in. I don't really like using my Beauty Blender to bake anymore. I like using this brush a lot. And I'm going to bake under the eyes, as well as all those areas that we concealed. I'm also putting some beside my nostrils, trying to avoid my nose ring as much as possible. I don't typically like to bake for too long, so while we're waiting, I'm just going to put on some brow gel. This is the NYX Control Freak Brow Gel. Now I'm just going to wipe off that bake. Like I said, I don't bake for very long. Next, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Powder, and it is in the shade 110 Porcelain. I know it's lighter than my actual foundation, but you gotta use what you got. So, this is what I'm using. I need to get a new one really bad, but a girl broke. So I'm gonna take that powder and I'm gonna pat it around the areas that we didn't bake. And it's actually not a big deal if you use a powder that's like a shade lighter than your foundation, because you can go in with bronzer and warm it right back up. Next, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer, and this is in the shade Bikini Contest. You can't really see anything because it's wiped off. I don't have my butter bronzer right now because I dropped it and it broke, and this is the next best thing. I really, really like it, so it works for me. It has a little bit of a shimmer in it. I don't know if you can see. You can kind of see. But yeah, it's got a little bit of a shimmer in it, which I like. And then if it's really harsh to begin with, like this, I can take my powder brush and blend it out a little better. And then I am going to go in with that brush that I used to apply the pressed powder and just blend that out a little better. I'm not going to do blush because I normally don't do blush, so there's that. And next what I'm going to do is highlight, and I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder. It's in the shade Blossom Glow. A girl's gotta glow when a girl's gotta glow. I'm going to highlight the rest of my face in a little bit right now. It's time for the eyes. I have two palettes with me. I have the Eye and Cheek Profusion palette, and I believe that you can only get Profusion at Target. I mean, I'm sure you can get it online, but apart from online, I think the only place you can actually physically go and get it is Target, which I still consider Drugstore. Like, if you don't have to go to Sephora or Ulta, I think it's Drugstore. I also have the Wet n Wild Not a Basic Peach palette. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go in with a fluffier brush, and I'm gonna go into the Wet n Wild palette, into this first shade. It's just called shade 1, and I'm gonna put that in the crease. I would recommend when you're putting a color in your crease to do windshield wiper motions or do little circles. Then I'm gonna go in with a slightly smaller, fluffier brush, and I'm gonna go in with a slightly darker shade. It's not that much darker. And it's Honest from the Profusion palette. So I'm going to take that on my slightly smaller brush and put that in the crease as well. I put that Wet n Wild shade down first as a transition shade. It's also going to help this color blend out more easily. My palette just broke. Ugh. Fell off my lap and it broke. So now we just have this. Next I'm going to go in with this warmer shade from the Wet n Wild palette. I think it's shade 3. It's this warmer shade right here. And I'm going to go in with a rounded type pencil brush. Dip into that color. And then I'm just going to focus it on the outer corner. And now that we have that down, I'm going to go in with an even smaller brush. And I'm going to go in with Come Back in the Profusion palette. And I'm going to put that in an even smaller area. So I'm still putting it in the corner, but I'm not bringing it in as far as the other shade. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with the brush that we used to put down our transition shade, and I'm just gonna blend all that. Now, we're going to put down a shimmery shade, and I'm gonna go in with Diamonds. It's in this palette, it's technically a highlight, but I'm still gonna go in with it. I'm gonna use a flat brush to put this down with, and I'm just gonna lay that in the empty space of our lid. And after I have that first layer down, I'm then gonna go in with a spray to make it even more pigmented. So we have that down, and I'm gonna go back into the Diamonds highlight, and then I'm gonna go in with the Milani Make It Last setting spray. And I'm just gonna spray my brush. See, that just makes it even brighter, which is great. What are you doing? And then I'm just gonna go into the smallest brush that we used for the eyes, and I'm just kind of gonna blend where we stopped with the shimmery shadow, just to make sure there's no harshness. I'm gonna put on a kohl liner, and this is the Milani Supreme Cool Kajal, or however you want to say it, and it's an 01 Blackest Black. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with my two palettes and do my lower lash line. I'm also making sure that I'm connecting it to where the upper eyeshadow stops. Then I'm gonna go in with the sort of burnt orange shade, number 3 in the Wet n Wild palette, and I'm gonna put that a little bit closer to the waterline. And then I'm gonna go in with an even smaller brush, go in with that darkest shade that we used, come back from the Profusion palette. And I'm putting that really close to the lash line. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with this smaller kind of pencil brush, and I'm gonna go in with Chatty from the Profusion palette, and I'm gonna put that in my inner corners as well as use that to highlight my brow bone. What I'm actually gonna do is take that and then spray it so that it'll be more pigmented and bright. I'm gonna go in with Chatty again and put that on my Cupid's bow, on the tip of my nose, and then I'm gonna go in with my actual highlight brush and put a little bit on my chin and a little bit above the arch of my brow. Now we're gonna set everything with the Milani Make It Last spray again. And now I'm gonna go in with mascara. I'm gonna use the Maybelline Total Temptation Waterproof Mascara. And I'm gonna apply that to my upper and lower lashes. My camera stopped recording, but you didn't miss anything. All I did was finish putting on my mascara. The last thing we have to do is put on lipstick. Okay, I think I'm gonna try the NYX Lingerie Corset. It's real small because it was in, because there was like a pack with all of the lip lingerie colors, like tester kind of tube things. Okay, so here is the finished look. I'm gonna get a little bit closer. Gonna get up close and personal so you can see the finished product. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I would appreciate it so much. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. It would mean the world to me. School is approaching, and you know, you just gotta get through it. I'm not nervous and I'm not dreading it, but I'm not like super okay, I'm kind of excited just because I'm gonna have a really good year this year, I think, hopefully. And we're doing my favorite musical, so that's cool. Just go into this year with a positive outlook and try your hardest in your classes. I sound like a mom, but seriously, try your hardest in your classes because it'll be worth it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Stay strong, and let's start this year off right. Thanks for watching.